Welcome to the Joyfully Golden podcast. We're excited to share today's episode.
If you've enjoyed any of our episodes, make sure to like it, share it with someone who may also enjoy it, and subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date with our latest content.
Enjoy today's episode. Remember the last time someone did something nice for you? I'm sure it made you feel appreciated. Maybe even made your day. Now think about the last time you did something kind for someone else. We often feel good when we perform acts of kindness for others. One of the best things about being kind is that it's easy. Today we share some insight into the benefits of random acts of kindness. Why is it important that we do kind things for others?
Because I believe that what goes around comes around. And I believe in the concept of whatever you put out there, you get back. And so doing kind things for others, I hope this is not a selfish way to look at it for some people listening, but I believe is a sure way to stack up good things for you in the future. Period. Because the more positivity, at least in my experience, the more good and service and love and care and compassion that you show to other people, that you're able to sow seeds of in people's life. You're literally setting up yourself to receive like 100-fold back into your life. And it's something that I think at a basic level we all have an understanding of, but we choose to ignore a lot of different times. So I strongly do believe that is one of the reasons we should do it. But another reason is also because by doing so, we have the power to change someone's world. Because we always talk about, changing the world and whatnot. But at the end of the day, what is the world? It's just 8 billion different perspectives of life. That's what makes our world, and besides what we see and observe and whatnot. So by doing something kind for someone else, you literally have the ability for that person's world to be better because of you. Because you sow a little bit of kindness, sow a little bit of generosity, a little bit of humility, of joy into that person's world. You're changing an entire world, because in that person's mind, in that person's experience of life, of that day, in that person's everything, the way they're going to see the world, and only God knows for how long, there will be positive repercussion to what you inputted into their lives. And to me, I think that's just something amazing to be able to do by simply being kind to someone. And because of that, I do think it's important that we cultivate the reflex of just wanting to be kind and to do kind things for others. What is one time in which you witnessed a random act of kindness, and how did it make you feel?
Today,
Oh.
I was getting off the freeway,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really simple. There's a car in front of me, and across the street, past the light, there were palm fronds and stuff they probably trimmed a tree, and a couple of them were in the road. And I kind of looked down like, okay, I'm probably going to have to move around that, make sure I don't run over them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this guy there on the side of the road, and he saw our cars coming, and he just went out there and pulled them out of the way.
Oh, wow.
And it was just this, he didn't have to do it, and I don't know if it was really random because, it kind of was random, but it was nice.
Wow.
And it made me feel appreciative. I was like, thanks, dude. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me realize that there's hope for the world. It's all like, hope for humanity restored.
Yeah, right.
But it's this idea that it's such a simple thing that we can do that costs us little to nothing to do. And I'm still happy about it. And I don't know. I don't know who that was. I don't even know who the car in front of me was. But that person did something nice for two people. And then every other car beyond us that's going to go down that street, that's no longer there. No one's going to have to swerve to hit it. No one's going to have to worry about running it over. And it's this residual effect that keeps on creating more positivity, I think, because of that one simple act. Joy, how has being kind toward others helped you in life?
Whew. I mean, beyond all the obvious ways of just, valuing human life and just being like just witnessing people's responses to it, like they smile, they thank you, and just like how appreciative they are. I think another interesting consequence of that is my ability to receive kindness. It's an interesting fact, I guess, that I don't know if anyone else observe it. I'd like to think about that kind of stuff. But it's interesting how a lot of people don't know how to receive kindness. Like, a lot of people are caught off guard. Like, when you're kind to them. Like, they're like, does he want something? Like, like, what do you want? Like, it's... But, which is really sad, because I do believe that should be something so natural and automatic of being kind to people and expecting others to be kind to you. And I think for me, the more I seek to do that, it just changed my mindset in such a way that I expect now people to be kind to me. And you could say it's naive, but in my worldview, there's a bunch of people out there waiting to be kind to me. And so it just, when someone is eventually kind to me, it's just this feeling of just like, I can't even, I don't even know what words to put to it, but that's a consequence to that. And I don't know, I want to challenge people to try it out, because it's really weird. Like, you don't think about it, but most people, like, think about it. Like, if someone who hasn't been kind to you for a while, just like randomly, I don't know, at work, at school, or whatever, just walks to you and is like, hey, you're looking nice today, a lot of people, not everyone, I just don't want to make a blank statement, but usually you'd be like, okay, like, does he want to ask me something? Like, is there something behind this? Like, what is the ulterior motive? But I think practicing being kind to other people for no reason whatsoever has helped me be in a place in which I genuinely can receive other people's kindness without any suspicion or just being cynical about life. Like, I can accept a compliment for what it is. I can accept someone's generosity for what it is, believing that this person genuinely cares about me, genuinely means what they're saying, genuinely wants to be that kind to me. And end of the story. And to me, I think it might not seem like this big consequence, but I really do believe that is also changing the world. You know what I mean? Because it makes me a person who knows how to receive kindness. And think about it. If we have more and more people on the street who know not only how to give kindness, but how to receive it, like, what kind of atmosphere does that build? What kind of conversation does that leave space to? What kind of repercussion does that have, like, on, in 10, 20 years from now, on, like, the kind of generation of society that we could have when people deal with each other, talk to each other, interact with each other without any underlying suspicion of anything that could be an ulterior motive or anything like that. So, just to make a long story short, I think that is a way in which I've been deeply impacted by being kind to others. And if that was the only thing I got from it, I would still seek every single day for the rest of my life to be kind to others, because it's just that amazing of a gift to receive from that, I guess. So, yeah. What's one thing we can all do this week to practice being more kind?
I think a great way to start practicing being kind is just start out with a positive greeting. Good morning. Hi, hello, how are you? Whenever you see somebody in your passing day, at work, at home, school, out and about, just a kind greeting. Being inviting, because sometimes people maybe do a head nod, or maybe people just walk by each other and they don't say anything. And that was a social interaction void of emotion. And it's not necessarily a negative or a positive thing, but we can practice being more kind by just simply being social. And I think it's been weighing on a lot of us. We're coming in to like a whole year with COVID and everything. And so the sun's getting out longer. It's starting to warm up here in the Central Valley. And I think if we, in our day-to-day, if we just start by saying a polite, happy greeting, that's going to just a good morning or have a nice day, I think will go a long way for setting people up for a great week.
I absolutely love this topic. I'm a firm believer that the quality of the world that we're going to have in, I don't know, 10 years, 20 years depends fundamentally and heavily on how we're able to increase our level of kindness towards other human beings, just towards the expression of human life. I met Raymond Alonso, I think, maybe a couple of years ago. He's the writer of a book that's actually called Random Acts of Kindness. And this book was a bestseller. I forgot what year. But he gave me a signed copy of his book that I got to read. And it's just this little booklet with every single page of it has just a random act of kindness. And so the goal is to rip a page out of the book every day and do it. And it has the randomest things. Like one of them is like buy ice cream for a friend, or like pay for the order for the person behind you on the coffee line, or say an extra warm greeting to the mailman. Like the randomest things, but every single day is a different one. And the goal is to go through every single one of those. And by the end of it, hopefully it just puts you in this mood in which every single day you look for creative ways to just be randomly kind to people. And it's no surprise to me that book was a bestseller, because I do believe that so many times we do need an incentive, or like at least a help to get started on that process of being kind to people, because we don't automatically go there, unfortunately, because life is so busy. There's all kinds of stuff always going on in our minds in society, and so it's not always the first thought of, oh, how can I be kind to this person? But I think that book, and Alyssa and I still have it, and we still use it from time to time too, because we're trying to save it and go through all the pages as efficiently as we can. But I think whether someone wants to buy the book, you can find it online and stuff like that. But even if you don't go that far, what if tomorrow you woke up and just decided to do something randomly kind for someone? Like, I don't know, maybe there's a homeless guy you always see on your street. What if today, instead of walking by him, you just said hi, like ask him how he's doing? You don't have to give him anything, just giving him that attention and moment in your day to interact with him. Like, and every single day, try to be creative. We can be creative, and it will only cost us the time that we give, and the reward that we get from it, the good feelings that we get from it, the positivity we get to put out there it's priceless, and you get to do it for free. You don't have to spend any money on it. And so as we wrap up this topic, my challenge for people is to just not give into this urge of being humans that are brainless when it comes to being kind to people. Because unfortunately, that's where we are, if we're honest. That's where society is. We're too busy living our lives, even sometimes pursuing our goals and dreams, all these things that are awesome and good, at the expense of being humans, at the expense of valuing other human beings. And I think if we're honest, even the closest people in our lives, our spouse, our children, our friends, our brothers, like all that, we can be extra randomly kind to them this coming week or whatnot. So I really want to encourage people to try it out and just see what happens when they're randomly kind to someone. So yeah, how about you? What are some of your thoughts?
Wow, that was, I think you pretty much wrapped up everything right there, but I would say there is a positivity that resonates within the kindness of our hearts, within the actions that we do for others. There's the quote, "He hath no greater love than the one who gives his life for his fellow man." And obviously I'm not talking about, sacrificing your life for anybody, but the beauty in that quote is that when we become selfless by being kind towards others, because it doesn't cost us anything, and it's not something that we have to technically do, but when we become selfless and we become kind towards others, we create this positivity. And one of the things that I've shared in previous episodes is positivity breeds more positivity. And that by being kind and choosing to focus on the good in this world, regardless of whether people deserve it, whether people have earned it, it's the idea of that there is so much negativity that is portrayed, but I would like to think that the world is an overall good place because of how many people are in it, because of how far we've advanced. And I would think that we can, at our own individual spheres of influence, within our families, work, we can be a beacon of positivity by being kind, because people watch people, sometimes a little too much, or because then they become very critical of them. But I think when people see other people being kind, it motivates them to be kind. When we see other people doing things, we want to be like what they are. And if I challenge, like you said, if we can challenge people this week to go out there and be positive and to be kind, I think they will be surprised pleasantly that they'll see other people start doing the same.
Have you ever noticed the expression on someone's face when they receive an unexpected gift? Or the glowing smile that usually follows the reception of an honest compliment? Better yet, have you personally experienced this feeling before? You know, the feeling you get when someone is unexpectedly kind to you with their words or actions. Thank God I've been on the receiving end of kind hearts, words, and actions plenty of time. And let me tell you, words can barely describe the overwhelming joy and gratitude I've experienced in those moments. Now, we all know that there's plenty of darkness in the world. It's all around us and no one can deny it. But do you realize that you have the power to prevent that darkness from thriving in people's lives? I'm not talking about people all over the world, no. I'm talking about the ones you have access to and interact with. By being kind to them, you can help increase the light of good and decrease the darkness that always seeks to overwhelm and control us. Those smiles I mentioned earlier are the manifestation of a light that's being spread on the inside. So decide to be randomly kind to everyone you interact with today, and tomorrow, and the day after, because not only their lives will be better because of it, the light you share with them will eventually come back and illuminate your own path.